Great. Hello, how are you? This is our geography class. We are going to start with our routine, okay? So let's go. So, last classes, we were talking about the differences between city and the countryside, okay? So we are going to review these differences again. Then we are going to talk about rural and urban work. Yeah, the jobs we have in the country and the jobs we have here in the city. And for next class, we are going to talk about monoculture. What is this? We are going to discover later, okay? So let's start our review. So where do we live? In the country or in the city? So we live in the city. And what are the characteristics of the city? So the city is very crowded, full of people, full of buildings, high buildings, yeah. We have many cars, and because of this, we have much traffic. And because of the traffic, this and the people, the city is very loud. There are so much noise. We have air pollution, okay? And we have visual pollution about the billboards we have on the streets, yeah? In the past, we had more billboards, but they were forbidden. Now we have less, but even so, they cause visual pollution for us. And in the country, on the other hand, the country is away from cities, so it's not crowded. There are few people there. We have no buildings or small buildings. In my grandma's city, for example, she lives in the country. There are only two buildings there. They are not very high, but only two. Yeah, and here we have lots of building. The houses and the things in the country are spread out. They are far from each other, right? So we have one house here, the other house is 1 kilometer later, right? And because of this, we don't have many cars and we have less pollution. So there are advantages and disadvantages to live in the city and in the country. For example, in the city, if we need a hospital, we have hospitals near and lots of hospitals. We have lots of supermarkets and we have many things here. We have more job opportunities, things that we don't have in the country. Of course, in the country, there are hospitals, there are supermarkets, and there are job opportunities, but fewer than in the city, right? Okay. So this is the difference between the country and the city. And we talked about the city and we saw a map. And in the map, we have some symbols to show us what kind of service is this. So if it's a restaurant, if it's a store, or a church, or a hotel, or a pub like here, Draught 55, it's a pub, right? So we talked about a little bit of maps, but the focus were in the symbols, right? Like here, we have airport, hospital, supermarket, and the post office, where we deliver letters, right? So this was what we saw before we stopped the classes. And now we are going to start talking about the jobs in the country and in the city. So in the countryside, most of the jobs are related to agriculture because they have crops there and they cultivate many different vegetables and grains, okay? As we can see in the pictures, one of them is a soybean harvest, okay? And the other a vegetable garden. This is a big vegetable garden, but we have our vegetable garden in the school, right? Our is small, but even so, it's a vegetable garden. Okay, so the jobs in the country are related to the agriculture because it's very important there. Okay, and in the city, since we have factories, industries, many hospitals, so the number of people that work in these places is big. Yeah, and of course some jobs we have in both places, but the ones related to industries and business are only in the city, or the big amount of people work in the city. Since we have businessmen, businesswoman, telemarketing, we have engineers, we have doctors and nurses, policemen, firefighters. Yes, as I told, some jobs like firefighter, policeman, doctors are important, and we have these in both places. But other kind of jobs like business person, the people who work in the factories are only in the city. Okay? And guys, for now, we finished our classes. So after watching this video, go there and fill the form with exercises, some exercises about the review, about the difference between country and city, and now the jobs we have in each places, okay? And if you have doubts, come to our help outs on Tuesdays and Fridays at 11:30 and 6:30 p.m. And I have, to finish our class, I have a question for you to make a research and investigate to our next class. So do you know what is monoculture? So investigate and have this in mind for our next class, okay? Bye bye guys, see you.